Hello everyone, welcome to Tech with Tay, where we talk all about the latest tech news from my perspective and give some insights. This is a new show that I've decided to start, and we're going to be recording every Sunday at 6 p.m. Central, except for today because we had to do a little bit of a redo, but this is what happens sometimes. You have some issues. So this is going to be our new show where I just talk about trending tech news from my perspective and have a great time doing it. So if you guys are here, feel free to say hi in chat. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get started in just a couple minutes. Let me quick send the link to Twitter and we'll get this show on the road. Alright. But thank you everyone for being here, and if you were here earlier, thank you as well. We just had to do a redo because we had some issues, but I appreciate everyone's support while we start this new project. Alright, Twitter's been notified, I think. Let me see. Let's see. Maybe just tweet it out real quick. And then we'll get started in just a minute here. And if you're in chat, feel free to say hi as well. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started. So, like I said, the way that this podcast or YouTube is going to work is I'm going to go over some tech news and then everyone can chat and that kind of thing throughout the episode. So chat will be happening after I go over each topic. And we're going to try to keep chat to each topic. Hey, Payon. So we're going to try to keep chat civilized to each topic, and that way we can have a great flow of a great show. So how does that sound, everyone? Alright, so let's go ahead and get started with my first topic for the day. Apple may have to kill Lightning. I know. It's definitely may be coming. EU regulators basically sat down and, were like, well, Apple, you need to kill Lightning because it's cord clutter, as the article put it. So what I'm going to do is after I go over all these articles, I'm going to be putting in the description where I found all these articles so that way you guys have them, as well as all the topics covered. So the EU was basically like, well, there's so many different cables. They said if you have a laptop, that's one cable. Your phone, that's another cable. If you have like a digital camera, if you're going on the trip, that's another cable. There's so many different cables that you have, right? And wouldn't it be awesome if Apple could just kill the proprietary Lightning port and have USB-C? My response is absolutely. The less cables, the better. Now, Apple may go ahead and say, well, that's not good because everyone's had to buy all these Lightning cables for years, and what are people going to do with these Lightning cables? Well, okay, that's fine. But at least in our household, everything is pretty much USB-C these days. So it's really a lot better to have a lot more USB-C because it's a standard that a lot of companies are following now, instead of these, other proprietary Lightning cables. So that's kind of my view on that whole thing. I like USB-C because it's a standard that a lot of companies use, and Lightning is just a proprietary standard. And if I can get all my cables the same type, I'm going to go ahead and do it, because that way I can get everything uniform. Because right now it's kind of a mess, right? I've got USB-A, Lightning, USB-C, micro USB, mini USB. There's so many different kinds of USB, and if I can get all my devices to have the same kind of standard, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to like that. So that is going to be my favorite thing, because that way I can get everything in uniformity. So what does chat think? Do you got USB-C? Are you happy with what the EU did and sat down and was able to do that? Are you happy about that? Or do you think that they're crazy and they shouldn't do that? Now, in the article, it said it would have to do it by 2024. But they've already been testing USB-C iPhones for years. So according to the article in PC Mag, they've already been testing these articles for years. They've already been testing these for years already. So it's not like this is a new protocol. And we have a chat message as well. So yes, it would be slow for data transfer. That is correct. Data transfer is definitely slower on Lightning. So that is a great point. Is that data transfer is definitely slower on Lightning. So we just had a chat message from Payon that said data transfer slower on Lightning. Yes, that is correct, Payon. Data transfer is slower. And so if we can get everything uniform, that would be awesome. So yeah, definitely Lightning is more slow and it's less stable for data transfer. Any other points you want to bring up in chat? And welcome everyone to this stream. Again, this is my first time doing this format. We had a little bit of a problem earlier. That's why we had to do a little bit of a redo, but welcome everyone. Let's see, any more chat? Alright. So I'm not hearing any more chat messages. So yes, definitely USB-C is a lot faster. It's a lot more approachable and it makes things more uniform. So I am a total proponent of this. Alright, so I'm a total proponent. YT. Payon, what? YT? You too. Got it. My brain's not functioning right now. Yes, YT. Yep. Alright. But thank you everyone for being here for the first Tech with Tay episode. So I guess I forgot to go into, again, this is going to be a podcast that I do on a weekly basis where I talk about trending tech news from my perspective. As someone who is a woman in tech and I work in the tech industry as an accessibility engineer. And so this is kind of going to be my show where I just talk about the latest, if I can talk. Sorry, folks. This is going to be my show where I talk about the latest tech news and all of the tech trending topics that I find interesting. So we're going to be doing this every Sunday at 6 p.m. Central. So be sure to tune in on YouTube for every week when I go ahead and do these episodes. So I just wanted to go ahead and do that little PSA before I get into our next topic, which is Spotify. So Spotify wants to bring ads to your audiobooks. When I read this article, I was in shock. So Spotify for years has obviously done a lot with podcasting and music, and they have ads in some of their stuff, right? In some music, if you don't have premium, they've got ads and vice versa. But they want to do a freemium model of audiobooks, whereby they will place ads in the middle of your audiobook. So Michael right now is hooked on Expeditionary Force. He just finished the book 14. And it'd be kind of hilarious if you read it on Spotify and he was at a good part and all of a sudden an ad went in the middle of the book. You know, that'd be kind of, it would be a little bit awkward to me. So I don't know if I would like this, you know, because Audible has been doing audiobooks for years. You know, they've been doing this for years, right? They've been doing this for a long time now, where they have been giving you audiobooks and that kind of thing, right? They've been, you know, you buy them. So yeah, I would definitely be pissed as well, Payon, if they put ads in it. So yeah, so that's kind of, sorry, I just lost my train of thought there, folks. But it would definitely be And they wouldn't charge for these payouts, so they... Yeah, hey, Orinks. So yeah, they would be definitely, they would definitely be free. And the other thing to note is that they bought an audiobook company. I can't remember the exact name in the article, but they bought an audiobook company. The DOJ has not officially sealed the deal yet. So that's the only other thing, but Spotify's still forging ahead. So they have not sealed the deal, but the Spotify deal is still forging ahead with the audiobooks. So I'm not sure when this is going to roll out, but I'm fine with it as long as they don't charge me. But I'm glad I have Audible because I'd rather pay for the books and not have ads in the middle of it, you know. Because, like, where are they going to place the ads? How often are the ads going to be? It's kind of a weird experience. I'd almost want to hear a book with ads in it so I kind of hear the experience. Right? To see how it would work. Because I have so many questions. Right? You know, where would the ads be placed? How would it work? So, Payon is fine if there's ads in his audiobooks that he gets for free. It's not different than if you get ads on TV or a streaming service. That is correct, Payon. That is correct. But, you know, the other question is, where would they be getting these books from, right? Because obviously, you know, now that Bookshare, since for us blind people, Bookshare is starting to go into this market as well, you know, like, where are they going to get these books from? Spotify, they have a deal with this publisher, right? But Payon said it'd be cool if they could get the narrator to read the ads so it could flow into the book. You know, I really agree with that. I think that'd be really cool. Honestly, that'd be really awesome because they kind of just flow, and some of the ads may make, you know, add character to the book even, right? It may, like, add some character. Orink says it may be between chapters. I hope it's not where they're inserted randomly. Yeah, you know, between chapters could be a good point. I think that'd make the most logical sense. I think that would. You know, between chapters is definitely a logical place for ads. Yeah, Dan. Another question is, how long would the ads be? I'm not sure. You know, these are all very interesting questions. I know that Spotify already has ads on its platform itself for other things, so they'd probably be the same ads, for example, you know, on the music. Also about the ad revenue, would the author get that? You know, that's a great question. I don't know. There's so many different variables here. I hope that the author would get the ad revenue, but I personally think it'd probably go back to Spotify. If I were, you know, to guess, I think it'd actually go back to Spotify. So I really think because Spotify is doing these ads in the first place, they're trying to cover their costs. I assume that it would go back to Spotify, but I can't say for sure, and the article wasn't very clear. But, well, welcome, folks. We've got a ton of people watching. I'm super excited. This is really cool. So, yeah, I'm not sure. I really hope, though, that they could get some of their revenue from the authors and that the authors could take advantage of that revenue that Spotify is giving from ads. But, you know, and the other question is, what narrators would they have narrating these audiobooks? Or would they get these from Audible? Like, I don't know. There's so many different questions that I have. And I'm going to be very interested to see how this all develops. So after the stream, y'all, I'm going to be putting all the links in the description of all the articles so you can kind of read all of the articles that I found on these different topics. And for clarity, I got all of these on my Apple News. So I just went on Apple News and I looked for tech, and that's how I came up with these Tech With Tay episodes. So that's how I'm going to be doing it in the future. So, any other topics on, any other chat messages on the Spotify before I move on to my last topic, which is about, what is my last topic about? iOS 16. So I got a chat message that says, is this going to be rolled out in Canada or US only? I don't know. Again, the article was very, very, very vague, right? I don't know if this is going to be only in the US. I don't know, right? It's very vague. Let me actually post the link to the article real quick here. I don't know. So here's the article if you want to look at that, folks. Oops, I just closed my... Let me get back to my chat. Alright. Yeah, I don't know. Orange says, I wonder what they're going to do about dramatic audio rights. I wonder if that will be Audible exclusive. Yeah, I don't know. Guys, there's so many questions to consider here. It's kind of really interesting. It's really interesting how Spotify wants to do this. I assume that this would be an Audible responsive? Wow, I'm making up word combinations tonight. I assume this would be a Audible exclusivity, but I don't know. There's so many different questions. Hey, Dan says, hey at Orinx. But yeah, welcome everyone. I'm glad. How are you guys liking this? Are you guys liking this tech news? I'm really actually having a lot of fun. We kind of had a little bit of a dud earlier, but I'm liking this new format that I'm doing here. So, welcome everyone. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please do so. I'm trying to hit 400 within the next week or so. And please feel free to like the video. Let's try to get this up to 5 likes. Thank you, whoever just subscribed. I appreciate it. We're at 396. I need 4 more to 400. Let's do it. Thank you. Also, another note is I have decided to take the plunge. What plunge, you may be asking? The Buy Me a Coffee plunge. So, I have a Buy Me a Coffee page now. I instead was going to use Patreon or a classic membership. Hey, Payon, what was that about? You just kind of crashed my TTS chat. Anyways, do you mean $$ for the Buy Me a Coffee page? But no, so what we're going to be doing is I'm going to have a Buy Me a Coffee, and I'm going to be having special different things. I'm going to have a Q&A section on my streams where you guys can come up on Buy Me a Coffee. And the name of my Buy Me a Coffee is Team Tay. So we were bowling yesterday, and I came up with this Team Tay concept. So if you guys want to support me on there, you'll get the Discord, early access to the videos, and that kind of thing. It's just, it's a $5 a month thing, but I do need to make lots of dollars. But yeah, I'll put that in the chat if you guys are interested in that. And they'll be in the description as well after the video's done. But buymeacoffee.com/techwithtay. So, that's what I'm going to be doing with Buy Me a Coffee. I was going to use Patreon and a classic WordPress membership solution, but Buy Me a Coffee just seems to work the best for now. So hopefully that works better. And yeah, so I'm going to be using Buy Me a Coffee. And if you guys join that, you'll be joining Team Tay. So yay, Team Tay. Let's try to get some people on Team Tay. Anyways, let's see here. What other topics do I have? It does buy a gallon of gas these days, Payon. It does. Although, I don't drive, so $5 buys me a trip to the gym, actually. Pretty much $5 will buy me a trip to the gym on Lyft. Not even a whole gallon. No, depending on where you live, it won't buy you a whole gallon. That is right. Depending on where you live, it will not buy you a whole gallon of gas. You are indeed correct on that. But yeah, thank you, everyone. Dan says I was using Patreon and I ended up getting away from it. Found it to be not the most accessible. Yeah, that's kind of my predicament. I'm using Buy Me a Coffee and it's not that great. Ooh, Payon asks, what are my thoughts on iOS 16? Well, Payon, we're actually going to get to that right now. So, my thoughts on iOS 16. Well, here's the last topic I have for tonight. iOS 16 may bring less bugs in production than ever seen before. So this is an article I found on Apple News, and the reason behind iOS 16 not having as many bugs is Apple has implemented this new feedback engine. Basically what this means is, for example, if your phone restarts for some crazy reason, Apple will prompt you, hey, why did your phone restart? Please provide detailed feedback so that we can help diagnose the problem. And it provides these prompts every time something substantial happens in the operating system. For example, an app crashes, or the phone restarts, or vice versa. This way, app developers and Apple can help get a better idea of why things are crashing earlier on with more detailed feedback. And as a result of this, less bugs may make it in production because they will be able to catch these bugs before they ever reach production. Because remember, in order for the build to reach production, even if they do production, right? You've got your developer beta, where your public beta from your Apple developers, and then you've got your developer beta. Your public beta for. Sorry, let me try that again. You've got your developer beta for Apple developers, your public beta for the general population, and finally production. So in addition to all that, at first, before the developer beta, you even have testing by Apple engineers. And yes, that is true. You also get this if an app crashes as well, the detailed feedback prompt. And so I really like this because it could help mean less bugs for iOS 16. So I really like this. Definitely, I'm a fan. I am a fan of this beta thing. In terms of iOS 16, I really, really like iOS 16. There's the Buy Me a Coffee link if anyone's interested. But I am super fan of iOS 16. I really love the eloquence voice. I love the expanded medication reminders for health. I love the whole experience as a whole. I love it. Definitely love it. So, yeah, those are kind of some of my thoughts on the iOS 16 beta in terms of the bugs. And I like that there could be less bugs because there's been a lot of bugs. Somebody told me it's worse than 15, and at least right now, editing during dictation isn't very doable. I have to go work on some Salesforce training material. No problem, Payon. No problem. Have a great evening. So, dictation on iOS 16, I don't have any problems. In terms of the quality, if it's worse or better, I think it's better in some ways and worse in others. So I think it's better because it adds punctuation, but I think it's worse because it adds punctuation in different spots that may not be intelligible. So I think that it's great because it at least adds punctuation for those, people who may not ever add punctuation to their sentences when they write things. However, it's not great because sometimes it adds punctuations in the wrong order or adds them in not intelligible places. In terms of if it's editing while dictating, I think that's totally fine. I'm totally able to do that. So I'm not sure where they got that from because I'm totally able to edit while I'm, after I'm done dictating. So I'm not sure. Not sure. And again, everyone's experiences varies in terms of iOS betas because it is a beta. And sometimes betas are very buggy, right? So sometimes that does happen, but I don't know. It all depends on kind of where the, what the things are. So, yeah. So, that is what I have to say about that. So, any more chat messages? But I'm really appreciating you guys being here tonight. Hopefully you guys are having a great evening. Let's see, any more chat messages? Alright, let's see, any more or else, this has been a really great episode of Tech with Tay. So again, we're going to be doing this every week. I'm super excited to do this. I'm going to be talking about all the latest trending tech news, so feel free to subscribe to the channel. I also have my I have my podcast feed. I just have to get that updated, but my podcast feed is working, so feel free to subscribe, everyone, and yeah, if I don't have any more chat messages, I'm just waiting for a little bit, but this has been an awesome episode of Tech with Tay. Feel free to check the description, and if you'd like to, become part of Team Tay. Dan says, I'm not sure if I like the whole idea of eloquence on iOS. Yeah, I can understand that. I can totally understand that. But I honestly love eloquence. I think I'm the most efficient with it, so I went on the eloquence bandwagon either way. Right, I understand some people really don't like eloquence, but I love it. Yeah. So yeah, I really like eloquence. Again, everyone is dependent on what they like, but I would really say that I love eloquence. It is really, really good, and I'm loving how it responds. Now, there's some bugs, but it definitely works okay. Right, there's some bugs, but it definitely is doable. Again, folks, feel free to like the video. Let's try to get up to 5 likes. I see I'm at 3 right now. If anyone would please like the video, that'd be great. Let's try to spread it through the YouTube algorithm. And let's try to get up to 400 subscribers. We're at 396. So, also, Orange said he's going to try to get the public beta because of Eloquence, or the developer beta because of Eloquence. I wouldn't blame you. I'm using Eloquence right now. Well, there's some bugs. I definitely really love how responsive it is. You'd rather read Kindle ebooks with Eloquence. I totally agree with you. I totally agree where you're coming from. So, absolutely, definitely agree with that. But thank you, everyone. Alright. 6 people watching. This is pretty awesome. Okay. It is pretty snappy and responsive. I mean, there are a couple problems here and there, but it definitely is pretty snappy and responsive. Right? There are definitely some issues, but I definitely find Eloquence to be really snappy and responsive. There are just some minor headaches. Eloquence will be on the Mac side with macOS Ventura. Yep. And they kind of have the same complaints. Although Eloquence is kind of on a lower version, meaning that it's kind of lower quality. That's the only issue with this, is that it's very low quality. It's like the 8K mobile Eloquence. So that's the only other thing. It's not the desktop quality sound of Eloquence that you're used to. It's kind of a lower quality version. So that's the only other thing you have to be watching out for as well, is that it is kind of a lower quality version of Eloquence than you may be used to on the desktop. Definitely so. Thank you for another like. Let's try to get one more. And again, if anyone's not subscribed, feel free to do that. I need 4 more subscribers to reach 400. Let's try to do that. And then, yeah, this is pretty awesome. I'm super excited. It's kind of annoying, but we can get used to it. Yeah, it is annoying. But I'm just, I'm more thankful that Eloquence is on there so much. I'm just happy that it's even on there to begin with. I don't care what quality it is. But I just really hope it's on there. I'm just glad it's even on there in the first place. Right? Because it's just magic that it can even be on there. How would you even get Eloquence on the phone? I don't even know. Right? But, to have it in any quality, I think it's better to have it in none quality. Meaning that I'd rather have it in lower quality than no quality. Basically is what I'm trying to say there. So I'm super excited, depending on how, I'm just glad that I even have Eloquence in the first place. Thank you. I think I have 6 likes. 5 likes. Thank you, everyone. And feel free to share with your friends. I put out a tweet. Feel free to tweet out, if you guys liked enjoying this and you guys want to continue doing, watching these episodes, feel free to tell all your friends about it as well. Let's try to spread the word. Alright. So, I gotta refresh my page because my chat stopped working. I got 5 likes. So thank you, everyone. So, I'm very happy. So, overall, Eloquence is definitely an efficiency boost. I tend to do more with my iPhone now, actually, that I have Eloquence on it than I ever really have done before. It's kind of interesting. Right, I tend to do more with my phone. It's weird. I send more work emails and things with it. It's kind of interesting. We just had a little siren go by there for a minute, so that's why I wanted to stop. But yeah. Any other thoughts before we wrap it up for the day? This has been an awesome episode. Thank you, everyone. And again, feel free to subscribe to the channel, smash that notification bell, smash that subscribe button, jeez, siren got me off track. Smash that like button, ring the notification bell, and feel free to tune in next Sunday for our next episode of Tech with Tay, or TWT as I just came up with. So, I'm super excited. We're going to do some more of these tech news shows, and hopefully you guys join me for another episode of Tech with Tay. Without further ado, I think that's going to do it for this episode. All the links can be found in the description. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. And if you're watching later, feel free to comment with your thoughts on the tech news presented this week. But I hope you guys have a great Sunday. And I will see you guys next week for another Tech with Tay episode.